no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride around Angeles City till I can't no more. I got the horses in the back, horse tack is attached, hat is matted black, got the boots that's black to match. Riding on a horse, ha, you can whip your trike. I've been in the valley of Angeles City, you ain't been up off the porch now. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Riding on a tractor, leaning with a red horse, beer cheated on my baby. You can go and ask her. My life is a movie, Wrangler on my booty. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town Angeles City road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride around Angeles City till I can't no more. Whoa.
Good morning. Still trying to get myself together. What is going on, guys? Good morning. Trying to get myself all set up here. Ears too big, trying to tuck. Something's not working right. Good morning. Hey, check it out. Second Wind is in the house. Slick Rick, good morning. Fallen Center is in the house. Big shout out to Sarah, Victoria, our regulars that are in the house. This will be quite interesting. I dug up more information than I probably wanted to see in regards to this story that I'm going to tell today. Um, so, a quick introduction for those that are bitching about we play music in the beginning and why it's too long. It's trying to get the intro and allow people to come in so they say they don't miss the story, but they're going to skip around anyways, right? So, um, I'll get to the point. It was about a missing Australian expat about a week ago. Might have been a little longer, but I'm going to say it was 7 or 8 days ago. It was pushed all over the internet. I got some weird vibe from it to begin with. I'm like, oh, another missing expat. He's missing because he wants to be. I'm sure of that. And now that I've gone through the story, I would say exactly that's what's going on. Um, but he's an Australian expat that disappeared, and his family, aka his brother and looks to be some sisters, started asking, or it was under his brother that started looking for him. His name apparently, allegedly, is Ian. Which, by the way, I just want to let you know from the beginning, his account has no accessibility. He's got everybody locked out. It's a locked out profile. Might be reasons why. But the they say they've been looking for him. He wasn't missing. He was in Manila. But I give you about one carry guess who found him mysteriously right away. The expat hunter, Carrie, the one that has her channel stolen every couple months, and then her alleged boyfriend took it, wasn't paying her right, all that. Just found him, like instantly found him. So the brother asked for him, Carrie finds him right away. Okay, maybe I'm missing something. So she finds him. Let's bring some of this up, and I guess I can bring this up later. Okay, so hence the thumbnail. She finds him. She's like, oh, I found him. I'm like, wow, how did she find him? Because we got a ton of emails, messengers from Facebook and everything. And I was like, well, right now we're not going to push it around because this happens a lot. Missing expat, they don't want to be found. And I can appreciate it if somebody's missing. But once you hear this story, then you're going to be like, yeah, okay. And I want your guys' opinion because I'm sure you might have seen this, might have seen it on the other channel. and heard the other expats cover this, or a lot of the people just don't give a shit. I'm going to tell it because there's a twist to it, so stick around. Um, so she finds him. He tells this wonderful story about in my opinion, basically he said he was almost being held captive. But basically he broke up with his woman a few years ago, but he's still living with her supposedly. So he came here a couple years ago, about 3 years ago, and he's from Australia. He supposedly had not been fed in a day or two from his girlfriend. Supposedly he avoids her and everything else, but lives with her. And it's a problem if he even asks for food. Supposedly she won't even feed him. His name is Michael. His information's out there. The other vlogger and his family's already put it out. He's a 40-year-old college student that is a crypto trader. He came here on what he called crypto money, over 111,000 Australian dollars, or about 4.5 million pesos. That's a lot of money. Supposedly his girlfriend did him dirty and he ran out of money. She spent all of his money. But then he tells a story that she got 230 different loans. 230 different loans. And she asked, well, was she working? And he said something about she was using the money, but supposedly his money ran out. Well, what's your job? I'm a crypto trader, but I don't have any money to trade anymore. She took all my money. And what's with the loans that you're living on and using a cell phone that supposedly was his, supposedly wouldn't feed him, took his cell phone, and basically he was just trapped there, supposedly where his family couldn't get him. To me, it sounds like a hostage situation, right? Well, how about the name to that Filipina? How about that? Because this other channel never seems to provide that or the other story. Even when she said her channel was missing, she claimed she was going to bring him on. So, okay, probably back. Supposedly, there's a lot going on. I lost my train of thought because the internet went down. Either way, it's the same old story with the expat hunter is what I call her. And she's got a bunch of new ones, but now somehow she's added a bunch of Filipinos, which I'm sure the Filipinos were complaining. So now she's looks like she's done one or two. One something about a woman with cancer and something else. I get it. I get it's her biscuits and gravy. I get it's her content. I get it. But here's the funny thing. This GoFundMe has a lot of misspelled words in it. So either the brother is highly uneducated or it's run by somebody else, because supposedly it's done by his brother, Ian Melville, and it's under some other Lee name. Again, I'm just putting some information out there. It's for you guys also to decipher. But something by the end of this, by the time I play it, there's other Filipinas talking about his brother. His brother is a scam. His brother allegedly has other issues in other areas. Now, it appears they're talking about the Philippines, but one of them looks to be in another Asian country, but something's not right with the brother either. So the one that set up the GoFundMe for him and his brother allegedly lost 111,000, and that's, well, I don't know what the conversion of Australian is, but it's up there. It's 4 point. The current currency is 4.5. It's enough to buy two houses like what we're living in less than a few years. And I'm going to be all over the place on this one. So just stay with me and I'll retell it again. But something's not right. How do you know she has 230 loans? Oh, and by the end of this, she's a gambler, supposedly. You ain't gambling with crypto, my boy? But supposedly she's all the above and he can't release her name and the other person can't say nothing because she might get blackballed from Australia because she used to be an OFW. So what's up with this? Once again, same channel. missing several things, this, and that. How did the hunter find this guy, a needle in a haystack in Manila? Now, maybe you guys know something. Maybe he reached out and only contacted Carrie, huh? But the only one making comments is the alleged brother that's a troublemaker because somebody else has put other stuff out there and screenshots of Filipinos talking to each other about his brother. So, still, there's something shady. So, missing expat blames Filipina again, and now they want this money. Oh, please. Please, because you know it wouldn't be me. Not me. I mean, I get it. I really do get it. So let me read what the brother has going on. We are Michael's family, and we are deeply grateful to share that. Now, listen how it's said. We are Michael's family, and we are deeply grateful to share that one of his brothers is currently with him in Manila, providing immediate support, comfort, and help as we go through the process. Our loved one, Michael Melville, a very kind Australian from Brisbane in his 40s. It said he was 40 period when they were looking for him. So supposedly the brother said how old he was, just said he was 40. Now they're saying in his 40s. Okay. And it says here has been through a nightmare and he's been hopeful to escape. So he's claiming he's been held. He had to escape from this woman. Supposedly they've had no relationships for about a year and a half, and his immigration's about 7 months behind. He loaned his ex-girlfriend 70,000 of that. So let me think about that. So you still have a difference of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is that? About 40,000 pesos? No, 40,000 Australian dollars. And she took out 230 loans. So anyways, he gave his ex-partner 70,000 for what was to be urgent family help, only for her to gamble it away. Trauma bonding kept him emotionally trapped while she gained control and took his phone from him and his Facebook. She totally isolated him from the outside world. That's what I do to George. Messages we received had changed drastically, scripted. It was infrequent and very uncharacteristic of him, raising serious concerns that he was trapped in being scammed by a coercive environment. Despite sending money several times and trying to bring him home, those efforts were never successful. So I want to let you know that the family has been in contact with him. During the interview that I watched this morning, he said that he had a plane ticket for the end of January, but he didn't get on the airplane. Here's my deal. Why would you say that, either family side or him or in the interview, if your immigration never got settled up? They sure the hell wasn't going to let you out of the country. Your immigration that you're asking for money right now, right this minute, you're asking for, how was you going to leave? You've been here for over 3 years. Let's see. It said when he came in. He's been here like 3 or 4 years. He came right after the pandemic. So they bought him a ticket. They've been sending him money. He's been able to receive money, but he doesn't have a phone and they don't let him out of the house. Where's this mystery going again? Despite sending money several times, he could not leave. Unsuccessful. Didn't pay his immigration. So trauma bonding, huh? Did they AI this shit or something? Am I making this up? Could this just be all AI? Well, no. Have we seen the photos? I mean, I guess you can AI photos. No, we've seen the interview. So, okay, I'm starting to lose my mind here, I guess. Even now, He has been located. Thank you to the Manila vlogger Carrie. She found him. Praise the fucking Lord. Oh, sorry. George said not to say the word F. Praise the Lord. Sorry. Shouldn't have said praise the effing Lord. Praise the Lord. She finds him of all people. She's the only one that had his location. Are you kidding me right now? Please. Please. Listen to this, how it's worded. Like I said, I kind of feel like this vlogger is the one that's doing the GoFundMe. She's got a GoFundMe for herself right now. Is it her running it or is it that other vlogger? Huh. Thanks to the incredible work of a Manila vlogger, Carrie. Uncertainly remains, is this a genuine rescue or a manipulation at play? That's what it says right afterwards. We cannot be certain until Michael is safely in our country. That is why his brother is there with him now. So if this is you, the family, why would you refer to him as his brother? His brother is there with him now. You just said that's your family writing this on the GoFundMe, right? Then why did you refer to it? We cannot fully be certain until Michael is safe and out of the country. That's why his brother is there with him now, helping coordinate every step of the repatriation with the help of the Australian consulate. Too much information for just a family asking for money to get him home. Overkill. Overkill. Michael is very fragile. I mean, why is this Carrie being mentioned in the GoFundMe? Why is Carrie's name the only one mentioned that found him? And this is all, and you can't list the Filipina, no side of her story. And once again, the Filipina has been thrown under the bus. How come? Michael is fragile, currently blocked for 1.5 years. He owes these overstay fees. How did you, as the family writing this, send him a plane ticket where he was supposed to leave at the end of the month? But we urgently need your help now. So supposedly this family had money to send a ticket and other money and all this, but now it's a GoFundMe. Please watch, listen to this bullshit. Please watch Carrie's video. They give the link to her channel. Please watch her video. Please. What family asks like that? Please watch her video on YouTube for the real proof of the real situation. We are coordinating, once again mentioned, we are coordinating with the consulate in Manila, the Australian one. And we will share receipts, the BI payment, flight bookings, regular processes on an update of every step of the way. That's what she does. The family ain't going to do that. That's her way. Sounds like she's the one running this. Sorry. Anybody else think it's her running it? How did she find? This is, I don't even, I told George, I said, I'm not covering another thing about this vlogger. After another vlogger allegedly opened up a GoFundMe because she got ripped off by her boyfriend, and they asked for crypto coin, double running videos, missing channels. He's involved in keeping the money. Now on this new channel, she's got a PayPal, send me money to help these people. It just got a little old for me. So if the Filipinos want to do that, or if you expats want to help these simps, that's fine. Now she's throwing in some cancered Filipinos. That's fine. But now here's this one, and no, where's the proof and the receipts? Are you kidding me? Held, took his phone, did all that to him, took his money, got 230 different loans? I don't think so. Transparent use of funds. What family actually says this? All funds will go directly to Michael's repatriation. They give an amount that he owes. They're saying here, they're estimating 1.5 year overstay. He just said that he's been overstaying since July, so that's not 1.5. The interview said different. But they're estimating it'll be $2,000 to pay that off. Probably not. One-way flight, $600 to $1,500. Daily cost while he's on the road. Daily cost while be repatriated. They're wanting 1,000 to 2,500. Why he's waiting to come back. That's still a high amount if it's medical, 500 to 1,000, passport, emergency documents, immigration, and other minor repatriation fees. So they're asking for 8,000 to get him home. It's a realistic target, but it's critical. Time is critical. With his brother already there, which if it's them, they would say my brother, because they said this was a family member or said it was a sister or something. All I'm understanding is the person's name said sister. So while his brother is already there, the process is underway. Your donations or that if you share can make a difference of a safe homecoming. Help us bring Michael home and start his healing. Gratitude, Michael's family. Once again, right underneath Michael's family, it gives Carrie's video link again. Huh, imagine that. And for those that say I'm cold as ice, you're damn right. You're damn right. All the Filipinos and other expats or other people that possibly could really use some money for some real shit, you got this going on. 230 loans from a gambling Filipina, took his phone, everything. So Carrie's like, here's my phone. She gave her used phone to him. She put him in a Sogo hotel, which I believe is about $12 a night. And once again, she's famous for buying McDonald's or Jollibees for the people. Like she has sponsorship. And she also ran another video saying how she helped so many expats. Something's not right. But let me run this to show you the rest of this that'll add to the story because something isn't right. So here's where I was talking about. They ran it on several different things that he's missing. The last heard from him, and he was seen in Manila. And we haven't had any contact. Lies. They had a ticket ready for the end of January. They said so themselves. He said so. So they had been in contact. They'd been sending him money. They knew where he was, but somehow Carrie found him. He is 40 years old, probably skinny these days, which they're right about that. Please contact us in DM, which by the way, his account's blocked. It's locked up. You can't DM. You can also reach out to the local authorities in Manila or reach out to the Australian consulate. So they ran this everywhere, but within a few days, Carrie had him. So there we go. He did lose weight. And by the way, I want to let you guys know also that on top of that, he said that he had no job but crypto trading, didn't have any money because the girlfriend had it all, spent it on gambling, kept getting loans, so only she could live because supposedly he was mistreated, not really fed. Supposedly he was in college before he left to come see her. He was halfway through getting his psychology degree and did not return. And when the vlogger asked, she looked at him like he lost his mind. But I guess a 40-year-old can continue college, not a problem. But halfway through an actual college degree, he goes to see a Filipina. And it's like, oh, wow, like the most dramatic thing. And then it's like, really? And you just went with the whole thing. That's just running the ad again. All right. So here is the thing that I had found on his brother Ian. And I have a photo because supposedly the family had the money to send the brother here to the Philippines to stay with him in a hotel room. So let's raise $8,000, but let's spend a few thousand to come sit with him. I get if he's that broken, maybe he needed somebody or whatever, but he can make it back on his own, I'm sure. And the vlogger already put him into a hotel and all that, and she's collecting funds for him. She's asked for those funds, so there's money incoming for him right now. So let's send the brother here, but then the brother pops up. During my stay at the Last Point Hotel, I experienced serious I can't say the word, sensual harassment by a gentleman named Eon Melville, which is his brother that just arrived. His behavior was inappropriate, intimidating, and clearly out of boundaries. It says here, what makes it even more concerning is I'm not the only one. It said in the Google reviews that there was somebody there, but here's the deal. Did he work in a foreign country? Because it said he was the manager. Interesting, unless it's the name of a place in Australia. It says Kota Kiev or Kiev, but it gives his name, and this was under the vlogger's information where she said that the brother couldn't be trusted. And he has several GoFundMe pages. Interesting. I'm just putting the information out there for those that are like, oh, he's safe and he's going home and let's send money and that Filipina is so freaking bad. Lies. It seems like everything has some sort of, it's like Swiss cheese or something. Just like the last one that was homeless out on the street, blamed the Filipino on Walking Street. He had been out there for a few years. That wasn't new that he was homeless. She hunted him down, found him, stuck him in a house, collected money, still collecting money, still running the videos, created a bunch more videos, and he was on substances. He's the one that took the money from the Filipinas and did different things, and it's another one of those stories. So they're warning him about the brother too, that there were other issues. Like here, this was another conversation of Filipinas about the brother Ian because he caused problems everywhere. And he is not welcome in this village anymore. He's a liar. He tells stories. He got the phone number of different female guests. So they're still talking about him working in another country. Now, to me, I think they're talking about, I don't think they're talking about Australia. I think they're talking about Thailand. Could be Vietnam. Somebody may want to say where the name of that. I didn't look the place up yet. It says that he was nonstop texting the female guest. And by the second day, he was offering the local police drugs to do a drug business with them from the place. Just full on stupid, the person said. This guy is not okay. He has mental issues. So the other one said, yeah, also had problems with other guest women. So the brother himself seems to have some sort of issues. And then I had found another message that stated that he's a scammer and he's running other GoFundMe pages. Who's to say? It's just information out there, guys. There he is. I believe that they're talking about Vietnam or Thailand. And here it is. This is him. So there he is. That was a photo that the ladies provided, and there he is again. So she cleaned him up. She calls them glow ups. And there's where the brother has arrived again. If they're looking for $8,000, bringing the brother in, I don't think is helping the situation. I guess they're together in a condo right now. So if they had money before, how come they don't have the money to bring him home now? And then look at the GoFundMe where Hin in Manila, HIN, donate to Connor's fundraise. Yeah, it's like Lee Connors or something. Who's that? You said it was Ian that was running the GoFundMe. So who really is running this? But there you guys go if you want to donate. She says, we found him staying with his Filipina ex-girlfriend. Let's take a look at the story and understand why he's been missing and his family couldn't reach him. Yeah, she just happened to find him. He reportedly arrived in the Philippines with 111,000 Australian dollars. What happened to his money? Why is it all gone? Why? 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 Oh, just look at that blank look and how he's deep in thought. They were starving him, and why? You a dumbass. You're a dumbass. I'm gonna call you out. If George tries to hold me back and I miss breakfast, I'm busting out of this place. What the hell are you? What the hell are you talking about? What the hell? Are these guys just stupid? Or they? Was he working to be his own psychologist or something? Was he going to school to be his own grandpa shit? Like I'm going to become a psychologist so I can fix myself. What the hell is really going on? Hungry is hungry, big girl or not. Who the hell is taking your phone? And I know you all gonna say, "Oh, well, men could be abused too," and this, and that. 230 loans, and you knew about it, and you were there, and you couldn't go nowhere. Please, please, oh please, something isn't mashing. How come the only expat hunter that had all these channels and running it on both things, raking in the money, got her own GoFundMe, found him? And you guys can just sit there and say, oh, because they reached out and got a hold of her only. Only her? Do you realize how many Filipinos hunt other expats down, but not the way she does? But how many are out there that do all these charity things for content? I get it's not original. Oh, I get it's not original. But she found him once again with no story on the side of the Filipina, except for the last story. We did talk to both Filipinas. It was all lies, according to the other Filipinas. Their stories coordinated. We talked to the one that he was moping over and the previous one that he ran away with. Neither of them were bar girls. Neither of them were from Walking Street. And the same stories about him taking their finances and the party favors and the drinking and all of that and the cheating on both of them. So what's up with that? You're asking, and then she just had one recently that's almost homeless. Almost homeless? Oh, my rent's about ready to run out. Oh, once again, let's open a GoFundMe or let's open and ask Filipinos for money because his rent's about ready to come up. What's up? If you run into issues, which we all do, it's one thing. We've all been through it. I get it. But his own family has helped him on this. Yeah, spent all of his money gambling, everything, with no side of her story at all. That he went hungry, missing a phone, everything, guys. So that's all I got to say on that one. I'm saying my piece. I'm still going to react. I still think there's something fishy. And the only thing that made it fishier is the way the GoFundMe reads and the fact that that vlogger has two of her own links at the beginning and at the end, right by the signature of the family. The way they refer to him as his brother when it is supposedly the brother, it I don't get the language, the misspellings, everything. What I'm trying to say is I feel it has something to do with the other channel. Okay. And was it the other channel that ran her own GoFundMe that said she needed money because her boyfriend took it and then she made up with him within 12 hours? What's up with that? Is it a coincidence? Is the brother that's asking possibly that might be the other possibility of the GoFundMe? Is it him? Is he the scammer and womanizer in another country? And this is all just a thing to get money because they're out of crypto? Are these guys simping and desperate at the same time? What's up, guys? What's really going on? That's what I want to know. I want to know what's going on. I really, really do. Hey, what's going on, McLovin? Good morning. Good morning. What's really going on? Yes, guys, be sure to like, dislike, and comment. Let me know because we got enough emails and messages. I just wasn't going to cover it. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, I can cover. The Philippines was talking about what expats love and hate about the Philippines. And I was going to gripe about my medical and I was going to go on and just answer questions. I'm like, you know what? With this much coming in, let me take a look. And sure enough, there was scandal right in the middle of the scandal. Oh my God. I guess it's what keeps me going. You know what I mean? Yep, just gives me something to chismis about. I just wish you know what? I had to get a full panel of Filipinas to sit here and talk about because I know they would have something to say. I ain't even kidding right now. That's insane. Ooh, 230 loans, huh? I get they could be small loans. And she gambled his money away. 70,000 specifically was given to her. Supposedly, there was another part stating that she had money coming. There was going to be some sort of settlement or something over land and something else. So he just kept giving her money. Then, when he got halfway through the money, he stressed out. So then, what did he do? He kept giving her money. So you hung around for all the loans. You broke up with her a year and a half ago, according to you. So you've just been living with her. Looks like Wango Kevin Gage in that movie Heat. Oh, yeah, he does. Good morning, Second Wind. What is going on? Hey, said hi earlier to Fallen Center. You ain't never missing. You ain't never missing. I'm missing. I'm like missing. Yeah. So it's the only person, if you put in missing expat on Facebook and that. For those that know, they know. So only part of our group is watching her. And initially, it's because you've seen one or two expats being helped. And it seemed pretty legit in the beginning. But then all of a sudden, it's another and another and another and another. I'm like, wait a minute, something, she's finding them like I do cats. Like she's finding them and there's a lot of cats and dogs in the Philippines, and she's picking them up like puppies. And then we started checking the stories. So one of the first ones we checked, it was the boyfriend that said the Filipina threw him out of the province. Turns out they were together the whole time. Carrie said he was homeless and he was begging on the street. He had an apartment. It showed him another Filipino vlogger, and another Filipino vlogger called her out. And I'm like, oh, let me get in on this one. And then I showed you guys the video. And turns out she gave him a couple thousand pesos, showed him getting their feet done. They got pedicures done that day. They went and got fast food, and then they went back to the apartment. So they had a place. So she doesn't check. She lets these expats, and I'm not saying it's her on her own. She's just going with whatever and not checking anything. And it's funny that there's other stuff going on now. So after the most recent stuff that's been going on, then I'm like, yeah, there's something else going on with the channel too. Supposedly the MASH guy stole her channel and was only paying her percentage, and another vlogger supposedly either A, set up the GoFundMe, which I'm not understanding who, so you guys probably tell me I'm full of shit on that, but there was a GoFundMe made for her because she wasn't being paid by MASH. He was collecting Bitcoin, PayPal, and everything else, running the same videos. She ran the same videos on a second channel, but supposedly he owned it. And then she had her Facebook that's been going for a few years where she's definitely getting paid. Does he own that too? And the money coming in on your personal name through Gcash, he had that money too. And now you got to GoFundMe. And I'm like, wait a minute, something's not adding up. Then there were several other in between, an Australian guy. She shows up at the embassies helping. And I'm not saying she's not helping. God bless her for, trying to help. She's just no matter what, blind to everything. She's 100% blind to every single thing that's going on. So is it her having a train run on her? Is she running a train on the expats? Because I know she feeds them. I've seen her give them stuff. I get it. But how much is she making in between? And how much was the MASH guy making? And they were double doing everything. So then the next one was the guy out here in Angel City. None of the story was right. Both women squealed on him. But everybody gave money. The Filipinos gave money. And she all of a sudden picked him up, dropped him in a house. And that's the end of that story. There was the other one she gave a laptop to, collected money, said he was homeless. He had a place too. He wasn't homeless, and his woman was out in the province. So they weren't even broke up. She helped him get a laptop so he can illegally work under the table. There's just something not right. So, being this is in my circle and what I would call my forte, if our people talk about it and it's been coming up, it came into the expat forums. I'm an expat here. I'm going to talk about this shit. But the fact she found him right away, immediately, oh, yeah, please, please, please. And the family's already been him. Something just ain't right. Something isn't right. Something isn't kosher. I take that all the way to jail, man. Is that the Filipino network? I guess so. I was right, but I smell something fishy as if she's absolutely knew where. Nobody knew where he was for several days, but like within a 2 day period, boom, she had him. And then what pissed me off is I mentioned to you guys that I was like, but if you clicked on her link, it only took you, it says, I found him. And you clicked on the link, she doesn't give the video right away. She slow plays it, which means it's all commercialized. So if you're really trying to help people, just do it. Stop showing the same video 20 times. You could have built them a house by now with the amount of money that could be coming in. And I seriously mean that. Like, literally, it has to be decent money. I could be exaggerating, but the whole point is based on the numbers you were getting and asking for crypto on the other channel and Gcash and all this and all the stuff you talked about was coming in and showing yourself all the traveling and all this shit and your hair being done in a new $600 camera. You must have money coming in. And then, booyah, you're the one that found him? So you click on the link, there's no video for 2 days. She once again, it was a clickbait bullshit. She just wants you to go to the channel. And there was nothing out, and I'm like, "What? You found him?" And I thought it was not real until the video came up. And now that I've watched the video as of this morning, I was really disturbed. Your woman, you've been living with a woman that you're not in a relationship, and she kept you in the house and you couldn't ask for food. He has not eaten in a day. He's so empty. He's so bullshit. Bullshit. George like I said, holds breakfast from me. I'm gonna punch him in the eye. What the hell? You can't stand up for yourself. You don't need to be in this country. You don't need to be here. And the psychology degree and the family sending him help and knowing where he was, they knew where the hell he was to begin with. Shit. And here's the thing. Someone mentioned again the other day, we had somebody mention, I mentioned last time, if I'm extra disturbed, I can be whatever the hell I want to be right now. I am absolutely terminal right now. And I'm not going to hold back shit. I ain't afraid of who you are. I ain't afraid of being sued. I ain't afraid that you don't like my content. I don't care. I don't care nothing. Every dime that comes into this channel goes right into this little face. Look at this. See this? We're going to be flat out honest. At least I'm being honest. Right? So I don't give a shit. If you don't like it, don't watch it. But I'm not the only one, and I'm not a fucking idiot. And I'm not stupid. And it's not picking on just the channel. I'm picking at this dude for being a simp and a dumbass. How is the family going to send money when they knew he was behind on shit? That's them that wrote it and said that he's behind on immigration, but you just sent him a ticket? No, this is somebody else writing it. Who's doing all these GoFundMes? Huh? Right, Pigsy? Look, Pigsy, who's doing the GoFundMes? Pigsy, where you at? Oh, I can't see you. Hold on. Who's doing it? Shit. Give me a damn break. I'm going to talk about your ass. I wish I had a panel of Filipinas here. I'm going to go grab some women outside or something. Yeah, I'm totally out on her channel. I don't subscribe. That's the third time she lost her channel. And I was contacted every time. Initially, we had her on over Empanada Tatay, and I called out her personality then. And she helped a guy. Her initial thing was like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago on a guy that was homeless. And he was selling, he might have had a place, but she said he was down and out, selling food out of a bucket on the street. She took him to Rafi. Rafi helped with immigration and helped him build up his business. Paid everything, I guess took care of things, which I'm still trying to figure how he's here over and over again on a tourist visa and working and running a small restaurant now. But supposedly that's all taken care of. Then they put her on a talk show. Good for you. It's a local GMA thing, like Good Morning America in America. And they put her on there. So then I asked her to come on because she's helping expats. But then after that, she starts doing one after the, and that's when none of the stories made sense. But we had her on, and I told her for the first 20, 30 minutes, I'm going to talk. She comes in there, and that's the day me and George were going back and forth, arguing or whatever, disagreeing. And she puts in cap locks, I need to come on now or I need to leave. And I'm like, then go. I mean, like I went off on her on air. If you don't you ain't typing no cap locks to me, talking about let me on. You were already early. We were only like 10, 15 minutes into describing things, and you coming on talking about let me. I described when you were supposed to come on. Nuh-uh. She gave attitude from the beginning, and it's just been one shit after the other. And now this one. Her channel's been missing 3 times. First time she said it was taken, it came back. Then she said just a few weeks ago it was gone again. It was there the whole time. And now again. And now she released it was a boyfriend. I figured somebody else possibly might have had the chains to it. But that means, just as she said, the taxes, the licensing, all that is not with her, but she's being employed by him, which she's the face of the channel. But what about all the shit you did prior? Where's all that at on your channel? How do you get a hold of it, managing, double running this stuff? There's something that's not right about it all the way through. And I'm just calling her out. Did the Australian go hiking with some Germans? Yeah, probably not that. That was a long time ago. That's not him. She is lying, e-begging for tons of cash. She needs a hard fail. Yeah, she needs the hard fall to reality. Um, what I think is odd is the GoFundMe that was asked for on another channel. And I asked him, I called him out because we know him. And I'm like, dude, why are you asking for it? He says, oh, because she doesn't, a YouTuber should not go without their money. She needs her money. He took it from her. And I'm like, but she's been along the ride and they've both been along a ride and she just bought a $600 camera. Yeah, she needs her money. And I'm like, okay. Okay, so that was it. I unsubscribed and I'm done with that channel because there was something off about the channel to begin with. So it was, and then it's weird because no matter what the story was, he did the same thing on his channel, in my opinion. The other channel covered whatever too. And if somebody said something, he didn't mind fighting it if it came to views, but he had also asked for money for other people. And it's just like, whatever, mm. I got I got some words for that one. But the fact he said, oh, she needed her money. No, for months, both channels have been running both videos and getting paid, and she's not getting paid enough. What about your Gcash account and all that on the side? He took that from you too? No. No, this is still another setup on the backside. I told George, I said, it's almost devilishly good. I said, damn. I said, they both have been running it, then say that he messed me over. Open your own GoFundMe or have somebody else open you one. I don't get the buying a camera in front of everybody and getting your hair colored a few times in the same month and the traveling to different places and showing you've been spending money, which you got your right to live your life. You sure do. But now this, and now there's something going on with the brother, and the family already sent money, and she found it? Oh, hell nah. Hell nah. Right? Well, that's now they found him, though, McLovin. Said they found him. Yeah, why don't you do it, second win? And I know there's gonna be one or two haters out there, as we always have. They, oh, you're so mean for being so sick, and yeah, because I can do whatever they want. I may not make it tomorrow. I mess with George. I told you guys all the time. 100%. I mess. I may not make it till tomorrow. You think I give a shit today? Ah, hell nah. Hell nah. Mm-mm. No. I treat every day like today like my last day. Short of not being able to eat certain things because it makes me worse, I'm doing whatever I want. Ain't that right, Pixie Bear? Hi, Pixie Bear. Uh-uh. You can't tell me nothing. I'm like a Kanye song now. Told George, And I'm going to call shit out too. I spent too much on my wife and daughter, right? Wonder what my cut would be to tell the story. Who knows? But none of the stories have been real. All of them within her own story has told on her. She showed the one guy in his own apartment. And then she got him a laptop and said it was donated, but it wasn't in the box. And she didn't say who it was, but she got him the laptop so he can do printing online in the Philippines, which he's behind on it on his immigration. So she redid another video that said, I can't afford my rent anymore. I said, I thought you said he was homeless. The next video said he couldn't afford his rent anymore and that he was in more problems and more immigration. So then that's just more asking for money. So then you just keep the system going. And then I noticed she takes the same videos and she makes 4 or 5 videos, not shorts. She'll make other videos and she'll come back in a week with the same story and keep replaying them in a new format, whether it's a bunch more shorts or she'll cut a big section out. And I get it. Good for her. Hell no, I don't want to find no expats. Shit. Mm-mm. I really thought about some of that shit. Like the one thing that I thought would have been cool was matching the fathers up with the kids, like that one channel does. I can't think of the name of the channel. I like their channel. But they don't show themselves buying expensive cameras, expensive travel, in nice hotels, getting comped for stuff, denying that you got any services, and saying, "Oh, well, I could have got sponsorship, but that's not what my channel's about." I'm like, you know how many sponsorship offers we get a day that are real or fake? A lot. Anybody that's got more than 10, 15,000 usually gets something. A lot of them are fake, and I'm sure that's what it was. And maybe it is. Good for her. Heidi, I'm lost and I have 3-legged dog. You better go sit down somewhere, McLovin, and a carabao with one nut. Sounds like George. And that's another thing. I'm sure I'll get some real hateful mail talking about, oh, well, you're terminal and you said you had all these heart issues and you may need to do it. You're goddamn right I'm going to get in line for that. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, but it sure the fuck ain't fake. And I've been talking about it, and you're damn right, which pisses me off more. Okay, for the real people that would need it. I didn't know I was going to get this sick this quick because of the lupus. Who knows? Who knew? And I wasn't going to get any insurance, and I got sick too quick to go back. My other plan, I have the money to go back. I just don't have 30 or 40,000 to fix what's wrong with me. So if these bitches can ask for money, I'm sure the hell going to ask for it. There are people asking to get their teeth fixed on GoFundMe, and they just need their teeth fixed. So give me a break. They ask for it for the silliest reasons, like to whiten their teeth shit. No matter what country I am in, my money is my responsibility. Yeah, you're responsible for yourself. Amen. I mean, I can't believe he said he got halfway through and got nervous and then he still gave her money and he knew about the loans. Heidi set me up a GoFundMe, poor old white man stuck in the province. I wish me and George had I just can't do it. We were never meant to be rich. I couldn't even imagine outright just doing that or not having a conscience. I mean, you think when she and he, the other channel MASH, get this money, which is still open, by the way, and still getting numbers, you really think they're taking anything that's coming in and it goes right back to that same expat? I mean, she buys maybe $10 worth of food, fast food, and puts them in a $15 hotel and gives them a used phone. That doesn't equate for what the people might be giving. So it is a business. It is something she's doing. The only thing I can't discount is she's helping to some point, but what's real and what's not at this point. But understand, there's a lot of YouTube channels and there's cats and animals in these shelters. Same thing's happening. They're getting a substantial amount and then it comes in, and then there's others that don't get enough to help these shelters and they need a bunch of money. So it's really a bad unbalance. The ones that don't really need it are getting overflowed. The other ones that need help are not. And Yeah. With 1,290 raised, that's enough to fly him back. Yeah. And his brother coming in, I don't think he needed to do that either. And I'm not saying it's on her dime. What I'm saying is, why is the family asking for money if they had enough to bring in the one brother that's doing all of this, including the GoFundMe? Supposedly it's the brother, but with all the misspelling and the way it's worded, they said their brother, or that's the way they worded it. I read it earlier. It sounded like it was another party writing it. Hey, what's going on, Bookham? Good morning. Good morning. Ain't no pussycat worth losing all your money. And he was a crypto trader to begin with when he left. He said, she's like, well, what's your job now? Well, I don't have any money to do any crypto, so I don't have a job. And I was going to college to be a psychologist, and I was halfway through my degree, and I'll do it later when I return. Can't fix stupid, right? And then you guys know I ain't gonna shut up about it. I mean, think about it. This story was going around the circle, then it keeps coming up in my feed. Even if you hit do not recommend, the shit still came up in my feed. And it's like, yeah, after a few emails, let me watch what she's saying. And I'm like, that just doesn't add up. And I can't help myself. I cannot. Mm-mm. Nope, nope. You can't pay me enough. You can't tell me enough. I have no, what George say, no self-awareness. He said I'm becoming Filipino every day. Well, I guess no. Yeah. Okay. No. I'm aware. I just don't give a shit. Big difference. I'm aware. How 3 years he would need an exit clearance before he could get on a plane. Yeah. So why, if up to that point, here's the deal. It's only been a week since they've asked. I checked all the dates on the things they put out, give or take. I might be off, guys. I mean, there's a lot of information on the internet, but it looked to be about a week ago, 7 days ago. So if the ticket was pre purchased and he was supposed to leave on the 30th of January, how did you not know where your brother was? Who and where were you sending money if the phone was stolen from him? Because there would have to be like a message and they give you numbers and everything. You can't. How would the brother know about the money? How would, let me see his name again, Michael. How would Michael know to go pick up the money if he wasn't receiving text messages? You have to, if you're going to pick it up at whatever. They said they gave money several times, is what Ian said. So now he's praising this other channel and he's giving all this information now. And you just heard me read the GoFundMe thing. So how were you sending money to him this whole time if you didn't know where he was? He's been taken. He's gone. We can't find him. And then boom, Miss Carrie found him right away. Also, it was said, again, I'll re-mention, I'm going to reiterate this story. There's new people in here. Covering a story today of a alleged missing expat Australian. 7-8 days ago, there was something put on all the expat forums from his brother Ian and family member that he's missing. And they couldn't find him. And the gentleman arrived with 110,000 Aussie dollars, about 4.5 million a couple years ago, with a Filipina. Year and a half ago, he claims he had broke up with her, but he's still living with her, allegedly. And he's not being fed by the Filipina, had not eaten in a day or so or more. According to the GoFundMe, he gave 70,000 to the Filipina, and the rest he spent over the years. His girlfriend took out 230 loans, but took his phone from him. I thought she said at one point that she used his name in the phone, because there's another story out there at the same time now that the girlfriend got a ton of loans and used his phone. I wonder if this is still the same one. She allegedly is an OFW. She has 3 kids, a live-in nanny. So he's been living with 3 other kids that belong to somebody else, and a nanny is in the house. How are they affording the nanny that is working there, according to the story? When he was interviewed, he said that she had 3 kids and a nanny in the house. And no job. The girlfriend broke up with him, haven't been together, and there's a GoFundMe now. But in the GoFundMe, they mentioned they sent him a plane ticket on the 30th of last month, which how was he missing? How are you saying you can't find him? You can't do this, and that. And then all of a sudden, again, Carrie finds him. Um, how did you set all that up? How did you give him money recently? How have you been giving him money? I get you may say that, oh, it happened before he was lost for a while, but they're saying recently they did all of this. He hasn't done his immigration. According to him, it was June or July was the last time. But in the GoFundMe, it said it's been a few years since he's done his. Why did you stop doing that when you got halfway? Why didn't you save stuff for your immigration? Why didn't you leave back then? It said they're trauma bonded, so he couldn't leave. No, no, sir. Something's not fixing, fitting, or anything right about the situation. And then the one expat hunter for the sick, the homeless, and the weak found him. And now there's a GoFundMe worded weirdly, and I don't know, something's not meshing here. So, and then a bunch of Filipinas dropped in messages stating that the brother himself has other GoFundMes and that he had issues. Now, I'm not sure what country it was. It looked like Vietnam or it could have been Thailand, but allegedly he was a manager there. I don't think it was in Australia, but it said he was a total creep, running scams, other things. I read it earlier. So there's something else going on with the brother. But now, mysteriously, during all this, after Carrie found him, put him up in a Sogo $15 a night hotel and fed him McDonald's, his brother arrives to be with him. So now she's got the brother on camera, the one they claiming is a scam. So which is it? So why is this always tied to this vlogger? Why did other vloggers call her out on the previous one? And they do, and she does leave the stuff in there. She doesn't go through, and I've read other messages where people claim, like there was that guy that was mentally ill that was on the street or something. He was in rehab at one point back out on the street. They said that allegedly she took him, put him somewhere else, and was hiding him from other people, other vloggers and family members. But she was running videos on him. So I don't know. There's a lot to be said. There's something not right. Another ignorant expat, not prepared and weak minded. Yeah, pretty much. And she talks about it. She really brags about it. George says she definitely has no self awareness. She goes on about her, she's always primping. She called that one expat that was a look to be, or it was apparent that he was on substance. The 2 girlfriends said he was on substance. She called it a glow up. She had his beard cut, placed him in another home with other Filipinos, and did some stuff to him. Got him. He'd been homeless for a few years. She made it like it was all brand new, and he just got dumped by his Filipina, but it's not. The other Filipina said he'd been out there for years due to his own issues. So she finds him and then calls it a glow up because she got him to take a bath. It was just, yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah, who you gonna call? Yeah. I will take a selfie of me in Manila and look homeless, right? That's what I told George. I say ain't gonna be no shame in my game when they say, it'll be 68,000 US to replace your heart valves. I'm gonna be like this. I told George I'm gonna make him wear a t-shirt of me. Shit, everybody else is doing it. I'll put some dirt on my face and shit. Who knows? Damn right. If the brother is there, get on the plane and fly out because he has to pay the immigration. Here's the thing. He can apply for indigency and he can apply if his passport, whatever, but it still could take a few weeks. I don't think he needs 50 or 60,000 to hang around, because they said something about 60,000 pesos why he waits. But he could get all that together and then they're going to have to rebuy a plane ticket. But she should be collecting that money at this point. Because not only is the GoFundMe up, she also said, here's my Gcash to help. And so but they will have to get the exit clearance, all of that. It's going to take a few weeks, anyways, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It depends because he'll only have most embassies, it's 30 days to get out if the passport's no good. And then he'll have to clear immigration. They could give him a major discount. If they know he's leaving and that's it, then they could do that. They've done it for multiple people. It can totally be brought down to practically nothing, but they need to show all that, but they won't. They'll get up to the 6 7 8,000 for them. They'll never show anything, I'm sure. They said they will, but they're collecting now. Where's proof right this minute? But something's not right. Something's not right. I don't know if it's just coincidence. The brother has his own issues going on as a manager and coming on to women and offering to drug deal with local police, and there's all this shady stuff. Other GoFundMe's. Now there's a GoFundMe. Is it the vlogger that set up the GoFundMe? What coincidence is out of all the expats and Filipinos, she's the one that found him. I mean, how? I mean, he reached out and said, "Oh, Carrie, no, I'm sorry." Like George says, she ain't that important. Just like I can name 5 other vloggers that are Filipina that aren't that important. They are not the biggest vlogger. She is not the biggest thing here. She just happens to be attaching to every expat with these wild stories. And here's another one. Thank you for the content. Yeah, he won't be able to, right? Absolutely. It's obvious they want him home and with extra cash in his pockets. Yeah, at 8,000, yeah. But if he was all that GoFundMe money, it only at tops 1,000 USD for 1,000. And that's even if it is. Being he has no issues, he can apply and get that marked down quite a bit. And listen, he and they are saying it's that much. Is it? Because I'm telling you, if you watch her interview, he said it's only been since July. She asked, how long you been overstaying? He said June or July. So that's not a year and a half. So the GoFundMe said a year and a half. The interview, he said it himself. How long have you been here that's overstayed? He said June or July. And your phone needs load. Need load. No, I agree. There's something not right. Why is the brother there? How did he buy him a ticket before they said he was missing? Eight 8 or 9 days, no more. I'll give a 10-day leeway before they said he was missing. Brother missing, can't find him, haven't talked to him. He just said he got a ticket on the 30th, but couldn't leave because of the overstay stuff. Okay. So which is it? I will mention the 90 day, or it's not 90 day. I always say 90 day. It's TLC did those 1,000 pound sisters. They were on a what is that, MySpace or something. They were doing stuff 12, 13 years ago. They set up a funeral for one of them, and the one claimed to be dead, so they didn't appear on TV, or like on the internet. And they did mukbangs all the time, and they were running their own YouTube stuff. She asked for money to bury her sister and said she was dead. Literally, I'm like, damn, genius, man. And then she turned around a month later and said she needed to have her cremated. And I'm like, wait a minute, you asked for the funeral funds, lied about her death, and then turn around and asked for cremation funds. And people gave it. People gave that money. I'm like, shit, George. I said, that's what I want you to do. You do my funeral funds, we medical, funeral funds, burial funds, and then say you got to cremate me afterwards. And then say you're having a party and just run all kinds of GoFundMe. I can't do that. Do it. Shit. Everybody else is doing it. Shit. You'll get a few freaks out there. Eh. It's like, what's really going on? This sounds like nothing more than marketing campaign for a channel. Yeah, why would you have your name at the top? This wonderful Carrie girl. And I'm like, wait a minute. Other channels have forwarded your stuff, and like a bunch of them on their channel put it in they mention this, and now it's just Carrie that'll get credit. And here's Carrie's video. Where is that proof? She took him to Jollibee. She took him to a fifth Sogo hotel. It's the cheapest hotel in Angel City. So it's the cheapest one, I'm sure, in Manila. Okay, that's one by the hour. She could have got him 1 hour and made it look like he was staying there. Who knows? But my point is, Sogo is by the hour for a reason. Give me a break. And then they linked her channel a second time when it said the family's name twice in the GoFundMe. Please. Hey, Alexander, good morning. Like, what's up with that? Second one, you better do something with that Carabao. They need a new water dispenser, maybe some chicken diapers or something. Pigsy, do you need chicken diapers and bacon? Pigsy needs chicken feed. Hi, Piggy Bear. Would you like some coffee, Pigsy Bear? Time to switch the mugs. Yeah, please. Sandwich money, right? I need a ham and egg sandwich money. The entire chat is cold as ice, right? I mean, like I said, she just went overboard. And the fact she mentioned 3 times her channel is missing, and then the family, there's something not right. I don't know if it's her that's triggering. I don't know if it's him as an expat that is just a dumbass. How are you a crypto trader and gave all your income away, allegedly, and that's how you were making money? Where was the profit and the selling and all of that? And then she got 230 loans and you had nothing to do with that? And you stayed with her for a year and a half and you guys weren't booming? No boom boom? No boom boom. Let me get this right. You just hung there and she took your sandwich? Oh, hell no. I could go without boom boom from George, right? And I got a sneaky peek of him in the shower and that's good enough for me right now, right? But you take my sandwich away and you take my cell phone away and I'm going to slap the shit out of you. They weren't doing nothing. No boom boom, no sandwich, no cell phone, nothing. I can't say anything. Not allowed to say her name. Well, why can't you say her name? Because she would get blacklisted from Australia because she was an OFW. So why wasn't she OFW and taking care of your ass then? Housekeeper or a nanny for kids? So all of them were 3 little kids in the house. What's something's missing here? Hey, what's going on? Sad how global recession has created digital scammers, social media, but hey, if it nets a few hundred extra dollars from a gullible people, then so be it. Yeah, I mean, that's what's going on. Simping in the Philippines, right? Bad boys. Yeah, who you gonna call? Yeah, Carrie 911. Dun, 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 dun. She always does. Now I get it because it's quick and she's like something like 23 or 24 years old. And I'm gonna tell you, the Philippines doesn't have the healthiest food on top of the fast foods that are everywhere. Like every other place is fast food here. It's donuts, pastries, pandesal, gulaman, which is full of sugar. They've got the tahol, which has a sugar syrup. They have everything is loaded with sugar and salt. And I understand it's the industry. Philippines has always been known for its salt and its sugar. Fast food has become really heavy. Now you could still choose what you're eating, but like if I go out and we're at restaurants, I can like when we go to the place over here, we get like the Caesar salad, but it's still got, there's a lot of fat in it, still going to get salt in there. And, they're getting more and more salad places but you still have to watch the sauces that go with it. So I get she's not going to sit there and buy him a salad. Who really does want to eat a salad all the time? I get it. I really do. But yeah, it is always Jollibee or McDonald's. When she went out to go see that homeless guy in Angel City, she brought him a bag of McDonald's and stuff. And then if they do, they're bringing junk from the Sorry Sorry store. If you go to a Sorry Sorry store, there's no healthy food in there. There's not. I can't think of anything The canned sardines are full of salt and chemical. The chips are full of, the sodas. Bottled water is probably the healthiest thing in there. They might sell oil. Even, I think at some point you can't get real butter. You're able to get a margarine, which is all oil. So I told Georgia, I said, I used to like to go and get the snacks at the Sorry Sorry store. I said, but can't anymore. Everything is full of salt, sugar, and oil. So the stores are useless. So now so the vegetables don't go bad. We're buying frozen vegetables and we get the fresh ones, but I have to cut them up and freeze them too because they go bad. There's no coating on them like America. Sounds like he's a little slow and lovesick. Yeah, a year and a half, no boom boom, no phone, no money. I'm not buying it. I've seen some mentally ill people, and I'm gonna tell you what, I'm not all here. I'm gonna tell you from A to Z, I got issues going on, but you still ain't gonna do that. There's a limit. How that must be how because it usually is pussy control. So if the pussy isn't being used and you can't stroke that cat no more, what the f? What the hell? Give me a break. Yeah, it's just because I couldn't leave. You trust and believe if I took George's cell phone games away from him, he gonna leave. Goodbye. Don't say it's because it ain't no good. George loves my cooking more. Well, I don't know if he loves the punan or the cooking, but the whole point is that you cut something off from George, he ain't dicking around. Same here. I guess that's because we would just say, "What the hell?" And nobody is sane these days. Never believe any of these stories, yeah, or drama. Yeah, I always kind of look at them and check them out. And me and George are one of those that do play detective. I mean, we're too old for this shit. Me and George have been through so much in our lives and have raised kids. We've heard it all. And when I see that, it's like, yeah, no, no. You should have seen us analyzing the Super Bowl halftime and that TPUSA with Kid Rock shit. We had something to say about both those. And it's just like, what the fuck is really going on? What? Why? Oh, sorry. I clicked on the wrong thing here. Alexander, why come to the Philippines without some kind of income? Yeah, at least have an income. And we came with a substantial amount of savings. We've gone through it. We've been here over 5 years now. And I still have the ability to go back to America, or did till recently. So we still have the plane money to get home. I don't have heart surgery money. And I wasn't able to be insured because of my lupus. For those that don't know, I have extreme lupus, SLE, and I got results for my tests yesterday. So I'm going to be a little somber here for a minute. They're not good, but it's what I thought it was. Um, it's what I said. No high cholesterol, no the HDL. All of this was good. White cells for certain cells were fine. I don't have my mother's cancer, so I was happy about this because the way I've been feeling and not able to hold myself up and stand very long, I thought I had my mother's cancer. So let's just say it's leukemia because it attacked all of her organs. But the lupus, according to the numbers, I should be hospitalized. I'm so inflamed right now, and other things are going on. It's really bad. And according to the blood work, I don't have like clogged arteries and all that, but my valves are bad according to the other tests. So I need valve. Now, only he will say which one, and he won't tell me till Monday. So more than likely, I need one or two of them replaced. So that's going to be a total open heart surgery because clips probably aren't going to take it, and there's devices, but it's all temporary for about 5 years. But I need to do something so I could get back home, so I can get further help, and I'll have my family and all that. And it's one day at a time. I understand why expats don't have that type of money. They think they can get on a plane like I did, but I've been sick for 6 months. Once I went down with the lupus, I thought it was my lupus that was going to do me in, but it's not. They believe the lupus is destroying my heart plus age. So, and it could be, what do they call that? It's not congenial. It's was born with it. So I was sick as a child. So yeah, the big girl is just big. It didn't affect my heart, but over time, age and factors did cause issues. So my autoimmune is high effect. It's been very painful. So I get why people don't that, but we did have money. And then just living here, we didn't expect these costs. The cost is going up in the Philippines. We didn't think about filling the house with stuff. We didn't think we would be rescuing cats or other medical. I've been self paying medical. And so that I get. But the guys that come here and they don't even have jobs, the first story we covered with drama was John. He had 20,000 to get by for 4 or 5 years, and then he had twins. Then he built on an addition into the family house, bought a motorcycle. The money was gone. So he made poor decisions. Maybe it was a poor decision that I didn't stay in the US, but both me and George agree with what's going on in the US politically, with what's going on all the way around. We did make a good choice to come here, except for we didn't expect emergency. But people don't plan. They have no jobs. They don't even have the ability to go back and get medical done. So like this guy is so young, no job here, no nothing, and now he let his lady take the money. So many of these stories, the men run out of money, don't have money, and again, that don't make me no better that I don't have money to pay for somewhere between it could be anywhere between 28 to 58,000 just to take care of the surgery. I'm no better and I am going to sit here and pretend that I am. Okay, but it's a lesson. That's why I talk. I'm not going to sit here and hide that my heart's getting ready to stop pumping blood at any point. So it is what it is. And I'm not hiding it. I can't keep my lips buttoned. George knows that. Get away. Last I checked was years ago. It has meat, bread, dairy, lettuce. Right? Oh my God. Bottom line, he will be detained by immigration for the overstay when he's caught. Yeah, or I'm surprised. Yeah. The hell with that. Donate Heidi's cats instead. That's what George said. He goes, George looked at me very sad yesterday when we were discussing the heart valves, and he says, you know what? He says, I think you should stop asking for my funeral fund and we'll start asking for yours. I just started laughing. I said, okay, we will. It was just the way he said, I think we should stop asking for my funeral funds. Because for those that have been with us for the last couple years, we would always joke about his funeral funds because I was always talking about beating him up like he'd get in my face and stuff. I was going to beat him up and him falling down the stairs, funeral funds. And it was always a joke and stuff. So it was like a way people drop $5 here and there. And so, but now he says, I think we should. Uh, I messed with him also. I said, could be my last Valentine's Day. So I said, I told him to get me a fruit basket. Oh, it hurts. We have good times. Good times. I don't believe he ever had that much money. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, he gave away 70,000 to her, and 200 isn't 230 235. It was very specific. 230 loans that his girlfriend took over a 3.5 year. They've been together 3.5 years, and he took on a woman with 3 kids. What's up, guys? I'm gonna just say it. You guys keep taking on, and I can't say that there's nothing wrong with single mothers. I mean, when I remarried, my kids were like 8, 7, and 8. So I get it. I guess at that point I was a single mother. So nothing wrong with it. But I guess you love who you love would be the answer. But with so many women, and he had to see the problems. He said he started giving her money right away. I don't get it. And I get why people get further into a relationship and they don't leave, but she took your phone, she took your money, she took your dignity and your balls, and then you still stayed? Deep in thought if he should have the apple pie too, right? Three-course meal at McDonald's. Second one, you better sit down somewhere. I missed the boat on opening a Somali daycare, right? But think saving expats is almost. But you know what? I know they said there were a bunch of the Somalis that really did do that. And there's a lot of foreigners and Americans that take those grants or they take the funding or Medicare. Do you know how many white doctor offices, like white people, Americans scam Medicare and all that? It's everybody. But if I'm correct, they said it was a white woman in the end that most of that money was being siphoned to. I get they showed a bunch of shit on the internet, but this came up in a newspaper article. So I know some of them were. I'm not going to deny that. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Yeah, heck yeah, me too. 8 billion lost to daycares with no kids. Yeah, I wish I knew that, but we did not pay off the governor of MN10 tampon waltz. uh, Breaking news in USA. Michael. Well, she did. One of them was a woman with a cat. So she, I don't know. I doubt she, I mean, she could be watching us. Could be someone say, hey, Heidi's been talking about you. But funny that if you look at her videos the whole time, there hasn't been hardly any Filipinos, maybe two. Now she has a Filipina with cancer and one that had a cat or something. So she's starting to add Filipinos. Well, yeah, she's living in the Philippines and I had said that you're only covering that and you're taking in money. If you're collecting money for everything else, why don't you help more of the Filipinos? Like randomly, she bought a bunch of fast food when she was here in Angel City and she walked down Walking Street and gave it out for content. It's like, yeah, why didn't I think of that? Pigsy. Pigsy, that was just stupid. You sleeping, Pigsy? You asleep? Don't sleep in that time. Oh, what's that for? You sleeping? Hmm? Pigsy's my favorite. She's Oh, we renamed the orange cat after my grandfather, Chester, and Chester the cheetah. We had him named as Krusty because his scalp and hair, like when we found him on the street during this last typhoon, which now's been since November, he was just a tiny kitten. Now he's a huge monster. We figure he's about 6, 7 months now. But Krusty just wasn't sticking. And I was like, he looks like Chester the Cheeto, like the tiger. And we have those shirts with the orange cat on the front. And I said, that is my grandfather's name is Chester. And I said, let's just call him Chester. So for 2 days we do that. We rename these guys. These men give away their money, then complain about it, and they claim she scammy. Yeah. And isn't it weird? We can't, both of them. I can't mention her name because she'll get blackballed from Australia. And Carrie's like, yeah, we can't mention. Why can't we mention her name? Yeah, you're not going to. Because if you'd have mentioned it, Heidi would have dialed up on it like I did the previous. Matter of fact, the two women spoke and we got contacted by one and the other one we found. Both women, same stories. That last homeless one that she carried on and was trying to force the food on the dog and him, he had taken them for a ride. He cheated on both women. He was out doing, partying and everything. And he had been out there for years. So this ain't no new story, girl. Oh, he's heartbroken because she left him there. No, she didn't leave him there. He was out ding donging and dicking around, man. Dicking around like George does. And then sleeps the rest of the day. Next in Jerry. Carrie has a. I can't say that with a homeless expat and gambles away the money. Yeah. Peachback Mountain. God, there's all kinds of stories out there. Somebody had sent another thing talking about that Dexel dude, Dexel Jexel, lumpy arm guy. He's back with his wife again. So he had that fling back and forth to America in a nutshell. He was with that young girl in Vietnam, did a bunch of vlogs, and now he's back with her. Now she's eating her food as normal and laughing, and they're back together again. Oh, hell nah. Mm-mm. I will still stick with the words I said the other day. And if the one person that emailed doesn't like it, then don't watch. I still hate people. George says, don't say it again. I just did, George. So have a heart attack. What I'm saying is right after I followed up with that's why I like animals. There's always something wrong with most people. I mean, I love you people and you know who you are. And if it doesn't stick to you and you good people, you know you good people, okay. But most people would say humans and people these days are just horrible. This whole new super age of AI, lies, cheating, scams. I get it's been going on for a while, but the internet has just brought out a whole new beast. And people are just getting worse. Like remember when family used to communicate and now everything's through a cell phone or just a message, you don't hear from them for a year. They've been running this new thing on TikTok saying, yeah, don't bother coming to my funeral because yeah, most of the time you don't hear from family. Even the ones that are close you hardly hear from anymore. And it's just like whole point is I still am not going to retract that I still don't like people. I like animals. I guess I should have been a little clearer. I don't hate everybody. I get hate is a strong word, but when you're sick as I am and have issues and every day you're struggling to breathe, you can say whatever the hell you want. I still hate people. People are just a trip. I'd assume slap them in the face then to deal with people anymore. If slapping people in the face was a consequence, people would button real quick on what they were doing. Did they find it right? CNN, dun, 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 right? Relationships end every day. There are no give backs. Move on, life, right? I agree. Not the father. Oh, we can say that, except for what they've said. So, all allegations, I would disagree with that, and all speculation. The alleged, the possible would be his brother, the Filipina saying that, yeah. But the other part of him, the interview, most of what I'm talking about, he said in his own interview with Carrie. So I'll tell you that right now. It's he said this himself, but you're right. On that end of him speaking, he's probably and could be lying about everything. So you know what, Bookham, you're right. The whole thing is we don't know. As we always say, and thank you for bringing that. I had to think about that. Is that we don't know all sides. We don't. We really don't. Carrie could build a small hotel, right, and put it up. Yeah, expat hotel, like Heartbreak Hotel. So come and ride the train and ride it. Yeah, the DSW. Technically, you are, and technically, just because her alleged ex mash owned and was paying her, well, first she's got to file taxes, but isn't she working and isn't he working out there recording people and editing in the Philippines and doing all of these things? Somebody's supposed to have a tax license, business license, and work permits, especially him being from Canada. He said he was from Canada. So there's something going on, but DSWD permits if she's collecting for homeless people and handing things out on the street. You're not allowed to do that. The things that she's doing, but that's not that we could talk about it, but we can't do nothing. University educated man can't walk out of a house and ask a neighbor for a sandwich. Yeah, psychology major at that. Yep. Hey, what's going on? Hey, hey. Doing pretty good. I had a rough time yesterday, but that's my fault. I some of the food we ate over the weekend was kind of salty. I call it the weekend. Today's Wednesday, but for the last couple days probably had more than I was supposed to. So, but it's not like it was like chips or fast food. There's like I had some mayo that had salt in it and some of the foods it has sodium content and it must have been enough to trigger me. So I got to start making sure nothing has sodium because the water retention gets to be pretty severe. And that is true. Nobody had receipts. So technically, I have the receipts showing that this is all being said and what's not being said, like the family and, and it kind of just brings, it's like anything, it brings a bunch of questions to light. But I sure the fuck wouldn't be giving any money to it. Just none of her stories have made any sense. Not one of them have, not one that I've watched of a lot of them would be like, yeah, that definitely requires me to give money because I don't know. I mean, the closest might be the one that has cancer, but she said that her daughter had cancer too and it runs in the family, which it can, but the rest of it don't know anything about. So, but the one, when it comes down to the expats, they've been shady stories. All of them say they're homeless, don't have a place, don't have any money. And it turns out like that. One of the very first ones actually lived in a very expensive building forever and then went broke and blamed it on a Filipina. There it is. Get Baby May and her friends to join the panel, right? Right? That would be funny. No, like really, I need and I think about the problem is then I have to feed him sandwiches or something, or get some beer or something, and sit here, and then I never get him out of the house. And next thing you know, it'll be 6, 7 o'clock at night, and I'll be like, it's time for Heidi's nap. And then they're going to want to come back and chismas again, and I don't have the strength for that right now. Yeah, they will. She finds them. I don't know how. It's just funny. It was her when someone said it, I said, no, it can't be. And I went and looked. I said, no, she doesn't have any proof. She's just saying because I said on the channel, I was like, how could she have found them? And then sure enough, she did the interview. But here came the interviews and the GoFundMe. I said, I guess she did. I'm wrong. Yeah, it's just, what do you call that? I'm bored, I guess. At least I'm admitting it. I'm not sitting out in the middle of nowhere or videoing or live streaming and not admitting it. It's, hey, I'm retired. I got time on my hands, so why not? Honestly, I didn't even know. Like I said, I had two or three options today. He's just out. Normal thing, Republic. George usually does a live a couple days and then he rests. He is up. He's not here. And so part of the live streams are just me and then him. So he's right here in spirit. So he usually either goes to the market, the store, pays a bill, or with family. He's still working on the family property. They cleared a bunch of bushes, trees. It's oh god, there's a bunch that went wrong on that job. But he's been working on that. It's time with the granddaughter. I don't hang out over there for multiple reasons. So it gives us time, like me, to do my thing, and I take care of the animals and do a little meal prepping. I watch my cooking shows, I watch other shows, and it's nice to get a break from each other. I mean, we're not on top of each other all the time. So sorry, I was talking, didn't put it up. Good morning, One Republic. I put Repub, but I call you One Republic. But gotcha. Sarah's in the house. Yeah, come to the Philippines and yeah, FAFO, which is the truth. Whether it's medical, finances, that's the two biggest things you're going to hear is people when it comes down to medical, and the other ones is when it's the finances. Like, but I still feel the finances is controllable. We the only time we've asked for help on behalf of an expat is when the gentleman, the Australian, was in the hospital and he broke his hip. That was so uncontrollable. He had X amount of money in the bank, a couple thousand, slipped, hit his hip, got infected, ended up in a province hospital because he's out in the middle of nowhere and died in the hospital over the surgery. And it was really scary. And we had contact with him for about 2, 3 weeks before he passed. And why he was in there, he had his girlfriend taking care of him. He supposedly was married. I think later we had found out that he wasn't. But it was very sad and it's scary. That I have a little feeling, and I do like for, you know, what do you call that? It's not prejudiced. I'm really bad with words, especially these days. So my point is people are like, well, you should have more heart for people that run out of money and they're homeless and all that. I do. And but when you hear this guy, I feel bad that he's going hungry and his family is missing him. But when more of the story comes through and you hear all this extra that he's telling, there's still something not right. So all the feelings go right out the door. They did know where he was. They did send him money. He gave it away and he never left when he did have money. So I can't feel sorry at that point. It's like I feel, but then it's just like boom, boom, boom. It just all kind of folds away and stuff. The uncontrollable stuff I understand. And people should be able to decipher that, but a lot of people don't. And some people, like my daughter would say, you still give from the heart and through God. You just, you can't go by all this extra stuff. You just do it because you have a good heart. But also, if you do that, you're also vulnerable too. You can't just always go with God, give him the money, help no matter who. Yeah, you're going to get kicked in the head a few times. And I've been through too much to just do it blind faith either. So it's big difference if you hear the guy give away that much money, all the loans, starving, let her take your phone and do all this stuff while she has a housekeeper and the family's running a train on you and you didn't do anything. And then the family did help. They did know where you were. What was the whole story about? These are the ones that blow my mind. But it will eat you up and spit you out as it's doing me. I am to get back home is 12, 13,000 miles to get home, 40 or 50 hours because I can't afford a first class straight ticket to go through. So to get home would take a lot of effort too, based on my medical issues. But I did put myself in this and I accept all consequences down to being unalived. So from my own medical issues. But these guys also need to man the fuck up too for what's going on. And now you got some little Filipina with a YouTube channel that's going to get you out of your problem and gave you McDonald's. It's embarrassing as shit. Embarrassing. Come to the Philippines and lose all your money because you're a simp. Because you're a simp, 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 simp. Folks, Heidi needs help. Where do we sign up? Eventually, we'll know Monday. So, and like I said, I told George, I'm gonna put a T-shirt on George, the grandbaby, everybody. Okay, my Grammy needs a new heart. Probably because I'm like the Grinch. My heart like this little. It's definitely valves. So, but I told George I'm gonna tell the doctor on Monday I've been eating salads and carrots and all that because my cholesterol was perfect for being a big girl, and so it was hilarious. I said I'm gonna tell him everything, man. And my blood pressure, it was a trip. So my everything is normal. So if you don't have the other test, like the ECG and everything was fine. It doesn't show any irregular heartbeat, nothing. The only thing that's going to give it all away is the echocardiogram because the blood work says that my lupus is for shit right now and my immune system is fried and there's heavy inflammation, which part of it is in my heart, but it was hilarious, man. Yeah, let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, see, that was, I don't, yeah, you can't, never can see it. Yeah, 121 over 85. I know it's hard to see it, but it's there, 121. So my blood pressure is normal. When I was in the cardiologist a week ago, they had to use a Doppler to actually get my pulse. They couldn't even, like, it wasn't even there. And the same with the blood pressure was, I think they said it was like 90 over something. So it was really low that day. But she's sitting there like, this big girl's got to have a high blood pressure. And she did it like three times. And I said, ma'am, and I said, is it low? And she says, yes, we're rechecking it again. And I'm like, yeah, I have regular to low blood pressure. I said, it's congestive heart failure. I said, the valves are acting up. And this is even before the test. And she's like, oh, okay. But the same with the diabetes. I'm not diabetic. The all the tests, everything came up except for my damn lupus, and there were other factors that read it was heart valve too. So other parts of the blood work, but besides that, yep, I'm gonna be like this. So, and if we do something like that, I would find a way that the hospital could get it direct because it'll be here at Clark is where my plan is to go to Clark. So that's exactly where I'm going. So you don't even have to give it to us. You could just if we're gonna do that and need the money, you guys can dump it directly into some sort of account there or something. I'm sure they would set something up. Vimo semi commissary. Uh-huh. I love these cats. Like I said, they've been good company, and for George and for me, like they snuggle to him, they snuggle to me when I've been not feeling good or when he's not feeling good. And over the years, like in America, George had a few cats, a turtle, some ducks, and chickens when I met him. We're just both animal people, and we know it's unconditional. Yeah, they don't want money. They don't want something from you. Now they want your food. They want the chicken and stuff from you, but they're just hungry. So a 3-year penalty. Well, like I said in the interview, he said it was July, since last July. So about a 7 month is my guess. I don't know. He's only been in the country for 3 years, but they can wipe that out. Rafi and others, and applying for indigency, which she has done for other expats. She shows it. I just got done with immigration and I did indigency papers for them not having money, and they do wipe it out. So if he's broke like he says he is, then he should be able to get most of it forgiven. He has to go through and do the legwork. I'm always down to help the fur babies. Heidi's nice picture of you and George. Yeah, we like the cats. We've had so many of them, and we there we go again. I know, internet's down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Um, but officially, we've been stuck with the same nine. So we have nine in, probably feeding nine or so outside that are from the neighborhood. One indoor dog, one outdoor dog. But Mary, she she sleeps most of the day, and then they utilize the whole upstairs. We rarely go upstairs. George's knees are getting worse. And as I said, George has his own heart problems. So George was just put on a third pill himself. George has extreme high blood pressure. Like it's always high. It started to come down recently. I am playing around. Shit. I mean, it's like, yeah, no. I don't have no off valve. I told George, I'm like, what do they call that? Like Tourette's, like the whole body situation. I'm gonna say it. Don't say it no more. I'm gonna say it. Say it. Don't do it. Which, by the way, you do have to have, like George said, the self awareness. You have to be aware when we talk about Mark Thornton that had all of his medical issues. And right before he passed away, he was being sued by the other expat, and the fight he had at that restaurant. He actually kicked the guy out the door and then punched the shit out of him. You can't do that either. I mean, I want to. And if you put your hands on me and come over my fence and try to take one of my hot dogs off my grill, I'm liable to break your hands too. But until that happens, you don't egg people on or put yourself in that position because you're 10,000 miles, 12,000 miles away from home. I don't know. That's how far it is for me to get home. But you still have to have a form of a composure, you know. If not, then open your own YouTube channel and just vent it out or say what you got to say. That might be your other option, but yeah, you got to behave. 70,000 pesos is only 12,000 USD. This is more than that is in the GoFundMe. Yeah. Yeah, but they're asking for, although I see where it says they're asking for 8,000, but it only shows 4 at the top. So that didn't make any sense to me either. So I didn't understand that section. But they just opened it. So it's hard saying who's going to do what. And again, we don't know. They could get it wiped out and still say they need 70,000 to cover it. Who knows? They say they'll provide the receipts, but I doubt anybody asks. Nobody ever does. Nobody's questioning what's going on now. The only hunter of every expat that has all the stories, which right now I watch a lot of YouTube and other Facebook things. She seems to be the one out there doing it. Then it's her that found them. I don't know how. Which I guess, hey, I guess she could have went around asking everybody. It's a big area to do it. But I think this was all pre-set up. I think they did know where he was. I think somehow it got linked with her, and then she went over and seen him. I think she was given the address by the family. How the GoFundMe, her ideal, that didn't seem to be written by the family. There's a lot going on. 3 years at immigration fine. Yeah. Yeah, but he's only been in the country for 3 years. In the interview, he stated June and July was the last time. 110,000, you could live really should, but that would with the right investments, but he said he was reinvesting the money all the time. He said he was a cryptocurrency chain or a trader. Yeah, that's what she shows. She always does 4 or 5 parts. Yes, believe me, there are another 3, 4 videos coming from this. She's just not going to put them together and give you an end story. She's going to do several more videos. Yeah. Yeah, that's a ways off. It's been erupting. Has it officially? They've been clearing people out of that area for a while. I haven't checked the status of that, Sarah. Let me see what they're saying. They're at alert level 3. Ashfall. They've been warning them about the ashfall. Yeah, it says lava effusion seen at Mayan on the 35th day of an effusive eruption. So it's been going on for a little bit. Yeah, I was trying to see how far we are. Yeah, we're a little bit because we're up by Pinatubo. There's, I think they say Tau or Tau, Teal, Tau. That's closer. Well, I wouldn't say it's closer to Samar. Yeah, it's a little ways away. Shows Legazpi, Cebu, Tacloban, Nagai, Tagaytay, a little ways away. Yeah, not like the one Pinatubo, but it's been, yeah, it's crazy. They've been evacuating a little bit, and he is in timeout like he always is, out and about. George is the biggest celebrity. He's the ladies' man, right? He's been missing. Call Carrie, she'll find him. Yeah, like Ghostbusters. George, see if call Carrie. Sure. By the way, her phone number is on there. Maybe we ought to just call her. By the way, I will let you guys know on her Facebook, it does give her phone number. Why don't you call and say you're missing a family member? See, give her something to do. Just horrible. Uh, uncuff yourself. Yeah, cuff out, George. Earthlink. Yeah, we turn his phone on. Not Jollibee. 5 stars. Took him to McDonald's for a Happy Meal. Yeah, boom boom first. I'm never giving up 230 loans and not getting any boom boom. Well, I could have sworn he said that they used his SIM card, phone, and everything to get all of them. That's just it. My understanding from the multiple reports, it was all in his name on top of that. So, and then they blamed it in the very end that she's a gambler. It was spent on nothing else. But when they asked where the money was being spent, he said expenses. So, did she gamble everything away, or how are the bills being paid if nobody has a job? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Hey, what's going on, Harry? So, is Laura? Yeah, Laura is in the house. Yeah, congenital. So when I was like 3 years old, I had a high fever that lasted for like 2 weeks. Like I was roasting, ice baths, everything else. The lupus could be eating at me. Age could be, you know, maybe being big all these years just wore on my heart muscles. But the valves, the biggest cause, depending on which one, will probably just be age and because of the lupus. Um, Slightly, some of the tests are affected by my current steroids, but it's not in the test like my lipids and my cholesterol and all that. That them were real numbers and everything. So overall, those were great. So all he can say is at this point, it either failed because of the lupus or I had a few infections during some of my surgeries I had and as a kid, and so it could have just, it depends on which one, the mitral valve. It just depends on, I can't say. The blood work will not say that, but the photo of the echo will. So, and then I'm sure they'll want an MRI and then I'll see a surgeon. So, and then it depends on where my ejection fraction is. I do not know that number right now. So, if it's below 50 or it's at 20 or 15 or 10, then they know how serious it's really clogging me up. But it must be bad enough because midday I can barely breathe. So, it's the further in the day it gets, the worse it gets for me, and I can't lay flat and I can't, there's a lot of things I can't do. As soon as I lay, I just fill with fluids everywhere. So yeah, I don't know. And the last piece of the puzzle he'll have on Monday. And then I blame George too. Laura in the house. Free money, hussy. Right? Walk it off again, George. Hello, Heidi and George. Miss you guys when you're not live. Yeah, there's been a lot of doctor's appointments here lately. Um, and so, right? Yeah, we got a lot of all the we always call them bear. You know, like we have Cookie Bear and Gucci Bear, and now we got Chester Bear. We called him Krusty Chester because we initially named him Krusty, but I like the name Chester, like Chester Cheeto. And then yeah, they're all here. They just all sleep. And you would think with 9 cats that we would just be drowning and cats being here all the time, but there are a few upstairs and yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah, saying Jolene is a POS. She knew what he was up to. Yeah, and now she's continuing an old YouTube channel. I don't know why people keep insisting it's a new one, not just one person. We officially blocked somebody because they kept insisting, and like, point is it's a new channel and it's not. And they got too weird. And then there are several other channels that are smaller channels that are going on about it being a new channel. And it's like little weird. We get a troll that comes in insisting it's a new channel, and then your channels are insisting it's a new channel. It's not. She has a bunch of shorts that are 2 years old. You're looking at a video. There are two new videos, but it shows the account was created 2 years ago. I did not see a second channel. you're giving me the channel that goes to that channel, and it's not a new channel. But the point is she's got to get her money and hustle on. That money won't last forever. So now she drives the car that the other channel paid for, and she's continuing her life. She knew what was going on, but now she's just going to have to, she was just along for the ride. So she just needs to turn her life around for the kids she has. I don't know it, George's bueno. Right. Hey, Victoria, good morning. Did an initial shout out to you. Good morning, good morning. And to Sarah. Hey, Chippy, what's going on? You shouldn't be allowed to get SSID when you can obviously work, glass stones and such. Now, I'm not taking this any other way except for the way you're saying it. You shouldn't. Well, I didn't mention SSID, which is Social Security Disability. And this has got to be towards me, Chippy, so don't say it's not, because we haven't talked about this. And first off, I'm not working. Me doing a live stream is not working, and I'm not moving. Secondly, you don't know what my medical condition, so evidently you've been in those troll ass channels that said a bunch of shit about my disabilities, which they have no idea what they're talking about. So based on that, it's not your business. I've been collecting it for quite some time, and I'm not working. So glass stones and such has nothing to do with shit. And I'm sure down the road it's going to be, oh, well, there's Heidi bitching about other expats, but now she's got to GoFundMe. You sure the fuck are right. If people can ask for it to buy a pair of shoes and get their teeth whitened here, or to save dumbass fucking expats that did all this bullshit, I'm sure the fuck gonna do what I got to do, and you do what you got to do and mind your fucking business. The fuck you talking about glass stones and such? There is no fucking glass stones. All you punk ass bitches out there said, oh, we're gonna have your Social Security taken away, and you're working, and you're this, and glass stones this. Fuck you guys. Fuck you. What you talking about? You guys don't know shit. You don't know where my disability comes from. And I'm fucking sitting on a couch, as you fucking say. I'm not out there fucking blind, fucking painting paintings and fucking hiking on fucking YouTube and fucking being paid for it. It is not my fucking channel. It is not my fucking payment. I can work here if I fucking want, and I can work on SSDI because it's fucking what I earned, not fucking given. It's mine. I can if I want. You don't know what the fuck I'm doing. The fuck you talking about glass stones? The fuck are you even talking about? Why don't you fucking go back to Andy Omar or one of those other fucking channels and hang on there a little bit, titty baby? The fuck are you even talking about? It just doesn't make any sense. Grown ass fucking man, like George says. What are you, one of those overweight guys in a wheelchair, or talking shit, or somebody that's this and that that'll claim they're getting tons of money and they're not disabled themselves and they're in perfect health and like all buff and all that bullshit? What parent touched you as a little kid, or what the fuck happened in your life that makes you like that? What the fuck? You don't know shit. Last time. The fuck are you even talking about glass stone? First off, you didn't even spell it right, and glass stone and such shit my ass, and don't say it was about somebody else or somebody else's disability. You've been trollish. You've always been there. We know the channels you've been on. Yeah, so this was 20 minutes ago, and yes, YouTube is work before you snap back. No, it's not. Not in my name, not my paycheck, not my fucking bank, and it's not full-time or even part-time fucking work. I've been allowed to work since I've entered this fucking country, and it's not. It is not substantially fucking gainful employment, motherfucker. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You one of those, oh, I'm going to turn you into Social Security. Here's this, here's that. They'll fucking take it away when they fucking take it away. But it ain't happened, has it? How many said, oh, we're going to get her Social Security taken away? When? Just like me being kicked out of the country? When did that happen, Chippy? Where's your little fucking friends now? Fuck you, fuck them, and fuck that. Snap my ass. You don't know shit. You're trollish. You've always been trollish. You hang in the dark fucking ends of those fucking bullshit rooms, and you're gonna come up in here and talk shit that you don't even know fucking nothing about. Sit the fuck down in your wheelchair, motherfucker. The fuck? Don't know shit. Main distraction was my neighbors going off at each other. Oh, yeah, Chosen One's gonna buy beer for everybody. Beer's on the house. I need emergency money. I'm telling my wife to get a second job. Get a second job, right? Heidi's cooking. Smell what the rock is cooking. That's just fucking truth, man. And definitely Dark Troll. So before I just blocked him, which he'll just create another account, he wants to mention the e-trike in a wheelchair e-bagging. Okay, really? Really? Original person in the fucking game. Okay, and so if I'm going to outright ask for something, I'm going to ask for something. And what business is it for you? And e-begging? We just said we were raising funds to get an e-trike because of my lupus. If people don't want to give, they don't have to give. I gave reasons. So you don't think a lot of other channels weren't asking for stuff? Oh, please. And people did help and were appreciative, and that's on them. But it ain't no dumbass story. It ain't no stupid ass story like these new ones. It doesn't mean nothing. Goodbye, old man. Old man, take a look at your life. Victoria, I'm on my phone. Let's see. Just going through the comments. Here, take a look at my life. People are just, he's at the strip club, right? Yeah, I'm just going through you guys talking back and forth. Oh, okay. Second one says, tell Carrie the last time they saw me was in the mystery machine. She probably would find you, man. Thank you. Thank you. I always blame him. It's the best thing to do. And George was, Health as well. Take care of yourself. We will pray for your good health. Yep, it's all in the mix right now. How old's your wife? Second win. Honestly, it doesn't. I just want to be able to snap back because one, I get they'll say you don't respond to a troll, but Chippy's been around for a while. We know the other channels he's on. The other channels are anywhere between dark troll to just regular vloggers with numbers that just don't have any other content. And he hangs in here like he's somebody's friend or bored or whatever the fuck is going on. And then he wants to bring up stuff that is so old, like really old. But to bring up my Social Security and that I'm throwing stones and all that, no, not really. You expect me to shut the fuck up? We're talking about a whole different subject. You're just a dumbass. He's a dumbass. So I don't believe he's smart enough to know that's why he's doing it. He's just dumb. That's what that's about. The fact he would bring that up when we're talking about something triggered the boy. So he's triggered by responding to stuff that was put on channels that don't even exist anymore or have no stature or no reason, no rhyme, no life. And you want to bring it in here and bring up that and you're full of shit. The answer is no. You ain't going to do nothing. They ain't going to do nothing. Got my card just like I said I would. Still got my money. And I'm still going to be here. And loser is the word. The fact they would come in only to say that to still back up other channels, more than likely that's another channel using that name. I have found in the past when they come back in, there's 2 or 3 channels I can name right now, which I won't because it only gives them a little bit of power to say, oh, she mentioned my name. That probably is Chippy. And I still call them fat and ugly and old. So they probably are who I think they are. Or if it's not, it's just one individual that has no reason to go into those other rooms. They're just trollish. But it's weird. It's called obsession. Ooh, just like George said. Oh, pedo. Well, this channel's a pedo, that channel's a pedo, and that. What did working have anything to do with this dude? Because he's not supposed to, or Carrie's boyfriend ain't supposed to be working here and all of that. But I am. I don't own the channel. I am not the sole person out there with a camera 24/7 being paid for any of the content, and the checks are coming in my name and no taxes are being paid. It's licensed, owned by George. He gets the check. He pays the tax man. He does all that. It's all legal is what matters. And you hold no fucking power here, boy. None. Except for me to ream you one which you deserve, and you just gave me some content. You ain't getting to me. When this is over, turn it off, and I'm going to move on with my day. And you'll soon be forgotten. Talking about Chippy Dip, or AKA YouTube channel. And if it's not, then it's just Chippy Dip. Hey, where we missed Chosen One? Someone said Chosen One was in the house. If you guys were talking back and forth, I missed your Chosen One. Because I see where Victoria said hey to Chosen One. Hey, hey, hey. Raymond says, speaking of trikes, I've seen police taking people's trikes and e-bikes. Looks like they are. It looks like they are in this area. George has seen them. And we still get great use out of that trike. Like I still get on there and we go and pick up fruits and vegetables up the street. It still is really a godsend. And I believe we've had that almost 3 years. It's hard to believe we've lived here almost 4 years. It's been a godsend. So it's been a real godsend. Is Heidi from Detroit? Ohio. Heidi, don't give airtime to the trolls, right? Right. And I did, but I just like to, because then they're like, oh my god, how dare her. So it's hilarious to me. But I get you on that. He's already been blocked. He'll create another channel, but that account's been around for a long time. Last couple years, in and out of these other channels that we used to patronage. Don't know more because they're just dumbs. Or aka I call waste of space. Trigger warning. I'm just here for the truth. Entertainment. All I'm trying to do is do my thing. I'm just filling the spot today. George is out ding donging around. He is the boss. That is the truth. George is like a what do they call that? He's like a tiger, man. Big time. Heidi, because you mentioned him, I thought he was in the chat. Oh, okay. I thought he was up further talking back and forth. Yeah, I haven't seen him, but yeah, we'll say Chosen One. Yeah. So, all right, guys. This hat is hot, and it's time to move on with my day. Wanted to say hi and cover this. and all is good. And so, guys, thank you for joining us. And next live will be Valentine's Day, Saturday. It'll be Valentine's for us and Saturday, Sunday for the US. So let's see if George gets my fruit basket. I said, don't buy a bunch of stuffed animals and flowers and all that. I would like if he'd cut the fruit up and then have it inside the basket. But if I tell George that, he'll literally cut it up and just put it inside of a basket. So I got to be careful George is literal sometimes. So let's see what happens. So it'll be Valentine's live stream. Maybe we'll just fight on air and punch each other up. But thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being here and talk to you